Welcome back, everybody, to part 5 of Pokemon Ruby. Today, we're gonna deliver that letter to Steven, but first, this is where you can get the Flash HM. Now, you guys might notice something here. I don't think I have a Pokemon that can learn Flash. Like, again, I'm not sure. I'm 100% sure that they can't. But, I have to make do with what I don't got. Anyway, we got the escape rope. You're gonna need that later, trust me. Anyway, new encounter, a Zubat. And yes, I will be seeing a lot more of these. It's like, Zubat, its evolution line isn't bad. It's just not the one I'll go back to. Oh yeah, and I'm also cutting out random battles. In case you were wondering, yeah, I messed up on my own rule. Those were Mawiles and Zubats. Mainly Zubats. Okay, Bus, you can move. Okay. Anyway, I'm just going through this cave completely blind. And what's this? Yeah, we're not gonna see it. Okay. He keeps blacking out. He better get that checked out, because that blacking out in a cave like this, that seems dangerous. Oh, and by the way, I also put a repel on off screen. Kind of make use of that really fast, because I only had one. Yeah, I never did this before. Like, I never made an effort to go through this cave without the Flash HM. I always made sure I had a Pokemon that can learn it, and now I'm screwed. Oh no, I got more. I thought I was doomed. So, I don't remember. It's been a little while since I looked back at this footage. Anyway, we're back in the front of Granite Cave. And there's Steven. He's in Pokemon Emerald. He's one of the trainers you can fight after everything settles down. And if you're wondering what that crowing sound is, it's my bird Rio. Don't mind him. He's just having fun. Anyway, we've got TM47, which is Steel Wing. A decent move for flying types to defend themselves against Steel, but personally, why would you keep a flying type out there? Like, the only one it will work good slightly with is Skarmory, but even then, it's not completely worth it. Oh, those fishermen are fightable. You can fight them. I fought them off screen because they're not mandatory to watch. And this is the part, because I forgot if you need to like, go back. If you hear that barking, those are my dogs. So I wasn't sure if you can go back and get the EXP share from the old guy that wanted us to send the letter. So I just did the safe thing and went to the next town, because I don't want to waste too much time finding out something I might not even get. Anyway, here's the beach. I think I show off a few battles here. Do I? Yes, I do. The Sailor. First, same as the first. Oh, and by the way, Chris learned Mega Drain throughout all those random encounters. It will be very useful later down the road. Very useful. Like right now, for example. And I also just noticed something too. The main criminal organization for Ruby, Team Magma, I don't think Chris was going to see a lot of action later down the line. It's like, it's still early game where my team can still change, but, Chris might not be sticking around, like, to the end game. Hopefully, because, honestly, it'll be nice having a grass type around, because Shroomish, like, he evolves into a Breloom. It's an okay fighting type, grass and fighting is a pretty good combination. You could drain the health of the person you're fighting and deal out a lot of damage at once. So, you know, pick your poison. Well, speaking of poison, he actually learns poison heal later down the road. Yeah, I'm just like seeing what's different. And there's the Name Raiders house. So when I capture like the next Pokemon for the team, I'm gonna want you guys to suggest, like, if you want. You don't have to if you don't want to. I want you guys to suggest what name I want my next Pokemon to have. It can go for anything, any name for any Pokemon. Oh, and another difference between this and Emerald, these are Team Aqua Grunts, and they're all standing in, like, there's a lot more standing in line. And this is when I realized you don't go to that building, idiot. You go to this one down here. Right? There. And you're gonna have to talk to that balding man over there, because, you know, if you don't progress with the story, which means nothing will be accomplished. The captain went out. He went to the museum. There's not many places for him to go. And if you notice, the Team Magma Grunts are gone, because they all went inside the museum. $50. Nothing's free in the Pokemon world. Oh, if you talk to this grunt, he gives you TM46, which is Thief. In Emerald, of course it will be a Team Aqua Grunt that would give it to you at this point. But that's besides the point. Either way, we still would have gotten a Grunt. I mean, Thief. I'm mixing my words up. Well, every time I play through these games, I feel so compelled to read more and more about that boat. I don't know what interests me about that boat. I don't know. Oh, and I know this is getting old, but these are Aqua Team Grunts. Team Aqua Grunts, I mean. And yes, if you have a Shroomish or an Oddish, because you can get an Oddish. I think at least in Emerald you can get an Oddish. I'm not sure about Ruby. You can mop the floor with them. It's super easy. Like, just make sure it has a decent grass type move, and you won't really lose. Then you won't really have an excuse to lose against a Team Aqua Grunt if you have a very durable, like, grass type. You have no excuse to lose, because they mainly use water types. And the same goes for Team Magma. If you have a really good water type on your team, in hindsight, I probably should have picked the Mudkip because of this. Again, in hindsight, you have no excuse to really lose. Especially with Mudkip. With his evolution line, he becomes water ground. Essentially 4 times resistant to a fire. No, yeah, why didn't I pick Mudkip? I made a pretty bad decision. Like, oh man, now that I'm thinking all over, I made a very terrible choice. I never hear myself talk much, but when I do, I really figure out what I missed out on. Anyway, you beat him up, you get the money. Ah, that was so stupid. Why didn't I do that? Oh yeah, and this is like a mini gauntlet of course. And of course, everyone's favorite Zubat. Don't worry, it won't get old anytime soon. Again, its evolution line is nice. I mean, Crobat is in UU. It's like underused tier. Like, that's not the only reason why it's good. Like, it learns good abilities. Like, Infiltrator. That always tricks me up when I play Showdown, because when I set up my sub, I never expect Infiltrator. I really gotta start expecting that, because that's how I keep losing against Crobats. And I realized, well, I might as well send out Jack. Man, Jack, I don't hate you, but Marshtomp would have been a much better choice in this situation. Again, like the starters for the third generation, oh yeah, and Lucky Burn, the starters in the third generation, they're not bad. It's just depending on what version you're playing, one starter is better than the others, considering what you fight up against first. So yeah, sorry for the awkward silence. I was just paying too much attention to the fight itself. Even though I don't know why, it's just, you know, 3 kicks to the face and done. So, yep. Those are the 2 Team Magma Grunts. And, yeah, it's not like they can't just, like, you know, beat me down and take the schematics from the scientists. Because, you know, that's what all smart criminals would really do in this situation. I know it's supposed to be a kid-friendly game, and franchise even, but, you know, realistically speaking, these guys would have guns, and yeah, maybe some of them would have Pokemon, but say theirs were to faint in battle, they would beat you down either way. Because, you know, you're just a 10-year-old kid. They're like in their 40s, 30s, or late 20s. It's like, they have no excuse to lose to me. If this was playing by realism standards, they would have no excuse. Well, they could be lazy. That's one excuse. But in all reality, it's like, come on, man. Are you even trying? Well, I hope they like the exhibit, because they're all gone now. Yeah, I just... Yeah, I'm not going to do that slideshow thing here, because, you know, it's the end of the part. It's like, not much is going to happen. So, yep. And goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.